The ones that seem the most successful are the ones that they really look outward. It's not about what they know. It's not about the decisions that they can make. They're not trying to make it about what they can do for others, but really it's about how they pull others into solving the problems with them. When all you do is improve processes, but you don't have the context of the organizational requirements around that, there are two things that happen. Sometimes you solve a problem that isn't really the problem the customer sees. And sometimes you solve a problem and it's completely unsustainable. The question is, does the improvement serve either the business or the customer, and in the best cases, both?
Yeah, no, that's really.
If we reward heroes, then you're going to have an organization full of heroes, and we're also going to encourage the behavior of heroes. Yeah. Whereas if you have, or you reward people who create, from the language of a previous leader from Caterpillar, the boring factory, then people start to realize, oh, it's about creating stability, it's about predictability, and those people are rewarded, and then you encourage that behavior. I've got a problem here that I need to really see. If you're spending your time telling people how to do their job, who's telling people what the outcome is supposed to be? Because if we don't know what success looks like, you can tell me all day long how to do it, and I will never understand whether it is meeting the criteria that either the customer or the business requires, the value from the customer or the business perspective. I've got a problem here that I need to really see. If you're spending your time telling people how to do their job, who's telling people what the outcome is supposed to be? Because if we don't know what success looks like, you can tell me all day long how to do it, and I will never understand whether it is meeting the criteria that either the customer or the business requires, the value from the customer or the business perspective. Let's go back and talk about what's changed, and let's talk about what we need to do differently in our processes in response to these changes that we're facing. And if that conversation is frequent and regular, it becomes comfortable and people can participate without fear. And it's very easy to turn and face those challenges and show up in a resilient manner because people already know we're all part of this. One thing that I teach consistently is frequency is correlated to correction. And so when you've got some stability, your frequency can back off a little bit. But in these times of constant unknown, your frequency in that accountability cycle has to tighten up a lot so that you're able to evaluate what's in front of you, ask the question, how will that potentially disrupt my process and my outcomes, and then see the need for making those adjustments and get into that process. But that cycle is so much shorter today because of the instability in all of those environments.
Tune in to hear more at leanfrontline.com.